Welcome, everybody, to The World is a Mess, and I just want to steampunk it. This is episode 54. This is February 20th, 2022, and I'm here in North Hollywood, California. I'm your host, Steampunk Star Raisin, and I'm here with my co-host, Daniel Bertazzon from Bellwood, Ontario, Canada. How's it going, Daniel?
Hi, I'm good. There's a snowstorm outside, so yeah, I'm kind of stuck here
Sounds
today.
fun. I like snowstorms. I had been a
Yeah.
long time since I've seen a snowstorm.
hmm
Do you like snowstorms?
I think they're fun. Yeah, they can be fun. When I was a kid, I loved snowstorms. I could stay home and play video games, and I didn't have to go to school or anything. Loved it.
Yeah,
Still
the
do.
webcam quality on your new computer is definitely better than
hmm
your old computer.
Yeah, you can see my face. It's not like like last time it was like my face was half cut off.
Well, yeah, you had the camera angle at an awkward angle, that's why. But I guess
Yeah.
that was also an all-in-one PC. But yeah, there's definitely better quality, definitely crisper video and better camera
hmm
angles actually. But yeah, but anyway, so what else is on your mind, Daniel? You got a new computer, you got an
hmm
HP all-in-one.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really expensive though. It was over $1,000. You're like,
Yeah, I was
oh,
gonna tell you, I really feel like you overpaid for the specs that you got because based on the model number you gave me, you got like a dual core Celeron processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 256 gig SSD. Now the SSD is pretty decent, but only 4 gigs of RAM and a Celeron, even with the monitor and the webcam and the keyboard and mouse included, that's still kind of pricey. Although it's 1,000 Canadian dollars is equivalent to about $700 US, but I still feel like it's a little bit pricey. You probably could have gotten it if you had searched like on Amazon. You probably could have gotten it all in one PC with the same specs for about 300 or 400.
mm.
Because for like $700, you could get a gaming laptop or a gaming PC.
Oh boy. Oh
Anyway,
boy. Sorry about that. Oh man, I don't know why I have a little bit of a cold,
oh, okay.
but yeah. So, um, did you see the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness trailer?
Yeah, I saw it.
Were you excited were you excited when you heard Patrick Stewart's voice?
Yeah, and then he shows up in the movie credits on the IMDb as being in the movie. And that really blew me away. That really surprised me that they brought in Professor X from the Fox X-Men movies. Um, I guess it's going to be a parallel universe version of Professor X because there's one universe where he died in Logan.
hmm
And so the other thing that's really surprising to me is I thought Patrick Stewart said he was done with playing Professor X, but apparently not. So he's reprising his role as Professor X.
Like both Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart did say that they would have continued on in the MCU if they haven't killed off their characters in Logan because they were like, well, Logan was a perfect ending to to those stories. But then I guess Kevin Feige, he has the magic tongue. He knows how to get them back in. He
Well, I
probably
always thought
used.
Logan was overrated. I thought it was kind of depressing and kind of dark. And, you had Professor X using vulgar language, and it just seemed out of character for the version of Professor X before. And it was kind of vague. Basically all the X-Men had died except for Wolverine and Professor X. And it was kind of depressing. I mean, it was okay, but I don't think it was as good as critics give it credit for. I thought it was kind of mediocre. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool that they're bringing it in. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to. I'm assuming he's from a parallel universe in which he didn't die, or either it's from a past incarnation of Professor X before he died. Um, well, we shall see. I'm excited for the movie. We're gonna get a sequel to WandaVision, and it's a direct sequel to Spider-Man No Way Home,
Yeah, I
so
mean, okay, there's a lot of rumors now. Okay, before, there was like a really good rumor that Hugh Jackman would be in Multiverse of Madness and he would continue on in Deadpool 3, Wolverine versus Hulk, and Secret Wars. And I was excited, like a variant version of Hugh Jackman that falls into the MCU. And that would be great. But now there's other rumors. Now there's a new rumor dated, dated like Sunday, February 20th, 2022. It says we will see Wolverine in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but it definitely won't be Hugh Jackman. I don't know how I feel about that. A Wolverine that is
well,
not Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman said he was done with the character, I think.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, he could. I heard rumors that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine might appear as a parallel universe version of Wolverine, but we shall see. I mean, they brought back Patrick Stewart when Patrick Stewart said he was done with the character, so that was kind of surprising, and that created the news of that went viral online, and everybody's excited for the movie now because now they have a tie-in with the Fox movies, with the Fox universe. I know Deadpool 3 has been put on indefinite hold right now, or at least it's in development hell because of the transition with Disney buying out Fox Entertainment division. So Disney now owns the rights to Deadpool. So, and Disney doesn't usually like to do rated R stuff. And the first two Deadpool movies were rated R. I heard rumors that they're going to retool Deadpool to be PG-13. I think that might hurt it. But so what else is on your mind? You just want to talk about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? Anything? Any
Yeah.
other?
Well, for now, okay, I'm so excited for the rumor that like Tom Cruise is gonna be the new, because there's rumors that this movie will merge a bunch of universes into the MCU, right? So and like Tom Cruise Iron Man universe could be one of them. I would love Tom Cruise to be the Iron Man for the new MCU. I really do, because I'm just like, yeah, Tom Cruise is awesome. I think Tom Cruise is awesome. I like it better than Robert Downey Jr. What do you think?
I thought Robert Downey Jr. was perfectly cast as Tony Stark. It would be interesting. Tom Cruise is a good actor. There's been rumors of that for years, but I don't know. We shall see. I heard that they want to keep Iron Man dead for now because it kind of adds value to the sacrifice that he went through, that he actually died in Endgame with the Infinity Gauntlet and all that.
Yeah.
So we shall see. But I am excited for Multiverse of Madness. See. What?
And America Chavez, she's definitely going to migrate to the MCU because her universe, the
Yeah,
utopian
it's not coming
parallel,
out till May. It's so far away.
it
It's
is.
still like 3 months away.
Yeah, 3 months away. It's like, oh yeah, it's going to be 2 months away on March 8th. On March 8th, it'll be 2 months.
Well, March is less than a month away, but no, the Multiverse of Madness is coming out May the 10th, May the 6th.
Yeah. So, and
So
hopefully,
that's like 2.5 months away.
hopefully they're not going to postpone it any further. I don't. Well, there are no filming. There is no other filming, right? So, yeah. So what?
Well, I know that and the one thing I'm excited about is I think next month is season 2 of Star Trek Picard.
Oh, are
The
you
fact that they
excited?
brought Q back, that seems interesting.
Are you excited? Yeah.
What is that link you just sent me?
It says Queen Elizabeth tests positive for COVID-19.
Ooh, well, I hope she's vaccinated because she's up in age.
She's like 95. I thought she was 96 because I read somewhere that she was 96, but apparently she's
She's the
95.
longest reigning monarch of Great Britain. But I don't really believe in the royal family. I really feel like they shouldn't have a royal family anymore. It's very medieval. I don't believe in royalty,
No.
divine right to a crown. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I hope she'll be okay. It's not good to test positive for COVID at that age. But if she's vaccinated, maybe she'll be okay, hopefully. So what else is on your mind, Daniel?
No, we were also talking about the box office. Like,
Oh yeah, off
yeah,
camera.
yeah.
I do not think Spider-Man's going to make 2 billion. I don't think it'll even beat Infinity War. It would need to make another 170 million just to match Infinity War. Infinity War being the 5th highest grossing movie of all time worldwide. You know, number 1 is still Avatar. You also have number 2 is, I think, let's see, let me go to Box Office Mojo. Yeah, Avengers Endgame is a close number 2. Let me share my screen. You see that?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So Avatar is number 1. The $2,847,246,203. And Avengers Endgame is number 2, the $2,797,501,328. Titanic is number 3 at $2,201,647,264. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, $2,069,521,700. Number 5 is Avengers Infinity War at $2,048,349,754. Number 6, Spider-Man No Way Home. It's $1,831,741,000. So the last weekend, if you go to weekend, you go on the latest weekend gross. Spider-Man No Way Home in the United States domestically is still the number 3 movie. It grossed 8.8 million last weekend, so it's making about $8 million a week, but it'll probably make less than that next week. It's still got to make $170 million just to be able to break even with Avengers Infinity War. So I don't really feel that it will even reach number 5. I think it's pretty much peaked at number 6. Had it been able to play in China, then yeah, I'm sure it would have beat Infinity War. I still don't think it would have beat, even if it played in China, I still don't think it would have beat Avatar. You still there?
Yep.
I can't see you. What's going on?
Well, I think beating Avatar is a little bit unrealistic. It can't catch up to Avatar, but like Avengers Endgame, I think that's more realistic, right? That's the goal.
Anyway,
But now that we have the whole trade war, like what Trump did. Yeah, I know Biden is trying to fix everything, right? And hopefully he will fix it by the time Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness comes out. Because you know what? I do feel that Multiverse of Madness will make more money than Spider-Man No Way Home. I do
Yeah.
feel.
What? I don't think it's going to beat Infinity War. I just told you that.
Oh, oh, okay.
I
What?
don't. It's
Multiverse
just
of
too
Madness?
far. It's a bridge too far. It's 170 million away from beating Infinity War for breaking
Yeah.
even.
No, I mean like Multiverse of Madness when it comes out. Like when Multiverse of Madness
We
comes
shall
out.
see. It
Yeah.
depends on whether it's a good
But
movie or not. It
I'm
looks like it's
really
going to be
hoping.
good.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that Biden will fix the problem. I mean, he's busy fixing the problem with China, right? Like opening bridges
I
again.
don't know. He seems to be continuing the Cold War, and you got United States in a pissing match with Russia over Ukraine. And Ukraine used to be part of Russia anyway, and the United States has been arming neo-Nazi militias, and you have a neo-Nazi militia involved with the as part of the army with the Ukrainian government. So of course Russia naturally feels threatened by that. So we shall see. It doesn't seem to be, relations between United States, Russia, and United States and China, because China and Russia are now allied. Um, we're in a new Cold War, trade war, so I don't know if it will improve. I mean, I know a lot of the MCU movies last year were banned, and so there's an active trade war, and there's a state of kind of a Cold War, a new Cold War with the East, and I don't know what else to say about that. I don't think
Oh,
things are going to resolve anytime soon. Biden is not Biden. The problem with Biden is really old. He's like 78, and he sometimes stutters in his own words. He struggles to make sentences, and I don't think that he has much initiative to really change anything. That's just my opinion about Biden. He's
yeah.
better than Trump, don't get me wrong, but almost anybody would be better than Trump.
But is he better than Clinton? I know he's better than Trump and he's better than Bush. But is he better than Clinton?
Um, so far not better than Clinton because he hasn't really done much. The only thing he did was a stimulus package about a year ago, a little over a year ago, and he hasn't really done anything else to help American people. But Trump did a lot to hurt the American people. Biden hasn't done hardly anything except for the stimulus package, so he's marginally better. I mean, he's better than Trump because Trump was just a train wreck. But Biden, in my opinion, needs to retire. And somebody else younger needs to take the mantle because he struggles to formulate sentences. And I get it. He's up in age. He's 78. He's the oldest president to ever exist, but to hold the office of president in the United States. But he just doesn't, he lacks initiative, and I would have preferred Bernie Sanders, but that's what we got. And it's still better than Trump, but he just, because he lacks initiative and he seems to sometimes be at a loss for words, I'm not optimistic that much is going to change in the next 2 years.
You think he's gonna croak in office?
I don't think so because presidents have access to really good health care.
Yeah, that's true.
But it'll be
They have
interesting to
universal
see
healthcare.
whether he runs again in 2024. There's rumors that he may not run for a second term, that Pete Buttigieg or somebody, because Pete Buttigieg is the transportation secretary, he might run, but I don't think he's a very good candidate either. And that's the problem with the Democratic Party. They don't really have any strong candidates running for 2024. I really hope Bernie Sanders would run again, but I think Bernie Sanders has said that he's not going to run in 2024. And there's not really any strong candidates. And if they don't convict Trump of a felony, I know in upstate New York, the district attorney of New York State is investigating Trump for tax fraud. And let's hope that they at least convict him of a felony. He doesn't even have to go to prison. He just needs to be convicted of a felony so that he can't run again. Because if Trump runs again, he could win, and it would really destroy democracy, I think, because he did so much damage to democracy last time by claiming that the election was a fraud. So I'm not very optimistic for 2024. And it's kind of hard to say where things will go. If Trump does not get convicted of a felony, then he's probably going to be the shoe-in for the nominee of the Republican Party in 2024. And it really depends on whether does Biden run for a second term, or does somebody else younger run and take over as Democratic nominee. The problem if Biden runs for a second term, because I know Biden so far has said that he plans to run for a second term, a lot of people are going to blame him for getting nothing done, even though the Republican Party have been the ones that are obstructing. But, our politics is messed up, and it's a funny thing. The Republicans obstruct, and then they'll blame Biden for not getting anything done, even though they're the ones that stopped Biden from getting anything done. So, yeah, it's very partisan. Very divided. So I don't know where we'll go in 2024. I can honestly say I can't really predict what will happen. If Trump doesn't get convicted of a felony or tax fraud, then he will win the nomination in 2024, and he stands a good chance of winning the election, because he's going to just say, well, Biden got nothing done, but he's not going to mention that the Republicans stopped him from getting his agenda done. And also conservative Democrats. So I heard that Kristen Sinema is planning to run for president in 2024 because she thinks that she could bring the Democrats and the Republicans together. She's not. She's just corrupt as hell. So, yeah, I'm not very optimistic. I just take it day by day. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
But anything else on your mind? We got about 8 minutes left.
Oh, what do you think of this?
What is it that you're sending me?
It's something from .com news. And they're talking about what's happening in Ukraine.
Well, I already told you what I think of Ukraine. The United States has been arming neo-Nazi militias, and you have a far-right government in Ukraine. You also have a civil war in Ukraine. You have Ukrainian separatists in the east that do not identify with the Ukrainian government in Kiev. And Russia, of course, rightfully so, feels threatened by these neo-Nazi militias. So I don't think it's worth going to World War III over Ukraine, because nobody will win World War III. Could it escalate where the United States fights Russians? Yeah, but let's hope it doesn't, because I think it'll be bad. And Ukraine used to be part of Russia anyway until 1991. So, I mean, I know tensions are high. I know the Russians now have a couple 100,000 troops on the border. They got all their allies of former Soviet states, like Kazakhstan is an ally of Russia. So is Belarus. And Russia is also allied with Iran. They're also allied with China. I don't think the United States could take Russia on. That's just my personal opinion. The United States has a hard time even winning wars in Afghanistan or Iraq or even in Syria. The United States is good at occupying for long periods of time, but they're not good at winning a long game. Russia's good at winning the long game, and Russia has powerful alliances, which they don't even really talk about, that there's actually a military alliance between China and Russia. So if the United States were to go to war with Russia, they'd be going to war with China. And the United States economy is so heavily dependent on China because most of what we consume, whether it be car parts or electronics, all those things are made in China. And the parts may be assembled here, but it's still originally made in China and at a factory in China. And it would be bad for the U.S. economy to go to war with Russia, in my opinion. So we shall see. Let's hope it doesn't turn into a global form of chicken, where Russia is like, well, we'll invade because we don't think the United States will do anything, and then the United States actually does something. I know the United States sent troops to Ukraine. I think there's like 3,000 troops in Ukraine, and the problem with that is it could lead to a direct conflict between Russia and the United States, but it's just not worth backing up. It's not worth making Ukraine a member of NATO because that threatens Russia. It's not worth starting World War III, but let's hope cooler heads prevail and it doesn't lead to war, because I think that would be really stupid. And it could spell the end of civilization as we know it if it de-evolves into nuclear weapons in World War III. So we shall see, but it could be an extended World War III where both sides are hesitant to use nuclear weapons, but they get into armed clashes with troops. Could result in the reinstatement of the draft in the United States. And they cannot take on Russia by itself, but the United States does have NATO allies in Europe. But even with NATO allies in Europe, they'd also be up against China. They'd be up against Iran. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization, there's also a military alliance between India and China. So we shall see. And nobody in U.S. media ever talks about Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So that's basically the new Eastern Coalition that filled the void of Warsaw Pact after Warsaw Pact fell apart at the end of the Cold War. So we got a second Cold War, and we shall see if that turns into a hot war. Let's hope not. But yeah, so let me look at this real quick. U.S. approves, sends 250 Abrams tanks to Poland as Russian invasion threat mounts. Yeah, I don't feel like the United States needs to de-escalate. Russia has a right to defend itself, and when you're arming neo-Nazi militias, I'll send you a link as well. There was a really good video with the Gavel Institute. The Gravel Institute, but anyway, they talked about Ukraine. Hold on, I'll send you a link in Skype. And I think that's horrifying that the United States are arming neo-Nazi militias, and the Russians fought the Nazis during World War II and beat them. And so why would they want more Nazis on their doorstep? And so there's a battalion of neo-Nazis that's actually been joined with the Ukrainian army, and they've become like a paramilitary unit, and it's bad. But yeah, the Gravel Institute is named after a former senator from I think Alaska. Let's see. Actually, he may not be from Alaska. I can't remember. No, he was from Alaska. Yeah. Senator from Alaska, Mike Gravel. Very strong liberal progressive. He's unfortunately passed away. but he started the Gravel Institute, which is a think tank, a progressive liberal think tank, and they have a YouTube channel. I sent you a link. And so, yeah, I think it's bad that the United States is escalating this. Sending tanks and sending missile defense systems and sending troops is bad. It could start World War III. But anyway, we're out of time. We'll talk about World War III as long as the EMP doesn't wipe out our internet. But I think that cooler heads will prevail, and I don't think it will result in World War III, hopefully. But I think it's stupid for the United States to send tanks to Poland because Russia is going to feel threatened by that move. But anyway, thanks for joining me, Daniel. This is Steampunk Star Raisin of AmberStreet.com. This has been episode. So we're on episode 54, of course. I just wanted to double check. But yeah, this is Steampunk Star Raisin of AmberStreet.com. This has been episode 54 of The World is a Mess, and I just want to steampunk it. And I'm your host, Steampunk Star Raisin, here in North Hollywood. And I'm with my co-host, Daniel Bertazzon, in Bellwood, Ontario, Canada. You have a nice day, and I will see you 25 billion years. Will.
Bye.